Hi, sweet kiddos. It's Mrs. Harbert, also known as Old Mother Harbert. I'm glad you're joining us today for story time. I hope everyone's doing good. We miss you all so much. Today, our book is called The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. And Eric Carle is the one that actually wrote the words of this book. So he's the author, and he's also the illustrator, the one that drew all these nice pictures. All right, here we go. It is autumn. And just like we learned, we know that autumn is another word for fall. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? So I'm betting the tiny seed is going to be this little one right here. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Oof, look at that one, got too hot. And there's the tiny seed still going right there. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. So we know that seeds can't grow on the top of the mountain where it's too cold. Here's all the other seeds. They keep going, and there's tiny seed way in the back. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. There's the tiny seed. It's still making it. Finally, the wind stops and seeds fall gently down onto the ground. A bird comes by and eats one of the seeds. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not even see it. No, man, Mrs. Harbert almost needs glasses to see it. There's the tiny seed right there. So it's fallen down onto the ground. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse doesn't see it. So there he is, eating his lunch right here. Here's tiny seed still laying there, very still. Now it is spring. So let's think of our months we've had. We started in the fall. We started with the wind blowing. The snow fell in winter, and now we have springtime. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full, they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There's another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It's a big, fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants, and that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. So there's that tiny seed. And it kind of helps us think of things that we know that plants need to grow. So they need soil to grow in. They need sunlight and water and air. So it looks like tiny seed is finally starting to turn into that tiny plant there. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along and, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what's happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It's taller than the people. It's taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower seed pod opens up. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. So I love this book because it teaches us about so many different cycles that we talk about in kindergarten. So we talk about how the seasons go in cycles, and this book shows that, how it starts in fall, and then the winter comes and the snow falls down, spring, the flower comes out, and then in fall, and then in summer it grows bigger and bigger, and then in fall again the wind's blowing and it blows off the seeds. And it also talks to us about the life cycle of a plant and how the plant starts off as a tiny seed, and this one grew into the biggest flower many people had ever seen. So anyway, I hope everyone is doing good. Be safe, be healthy. Don't forget to give mom and dad hugs. We miss you. Love you guys.